whip.
This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESEN. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez and Jay McLovin. I don't know about you, Jay, but it's hot as fuck here. It's 100 degrees here. So, how you doing? How you doing today?
Man, I have no qualms. It was 99 or it was 93, but felt like 99 yesterday. Today is 92 with the high of 95. So, yeah, I'm probably right there with you. I feel like anytime you get over 95 and you got humidity, it just sucks all the way around. There's no getting around it. There's just no getting around it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Yeah, I got
Well,
air.
there's one way to get around it: stay in the damn house.
And as you see, that's exactly where Jay is.
well, I'm at too.
Stay in that AC.
Yeah, 55% humidity on a 92 degree day. Yeah, that's gonna feel like about 98 or 99. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not too far behind. Maybe a degree or two.
Yeah, guys, we'll start off with Major League Baseball, and it was bad all around. All the stories I have it's just bad. First of all, the Reds lose, the Yankees lose, and the Astros all lost yesterday. The Brewers did beat the Cubs and got sole position in first place in that division. The Reds lost the game on the Padres. The Padres got a walk-off, I think, in the 9th or 10th inning. And so now we're back to 2 games behind the wild card.
Yeah, I was hoping the Padres was going to lose that game.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of that. But, yeah, not good for our teams. Hopefully the Reds – I think the Reds wasn't favored yesterday. Of course, we had that rookie pitcher going, Burns. It did pitch well enough for us to have a chance to win. But we've got more of our aces going the next couple of games, so hopefully we can come out with some wins on the Dodgers. Houston's struggling, man. Jay, they like you said it, and with the pitching matchup tonight, they don't look real good there too. You guys got to just kind of come through this and try to win a few games until you get some healthy players, and maybe you guys can get going.
I honestly think, at least if there's no setbacks, if everything goes according to plan, if we don't have any setbacks, we should have Pena and Myers, 2 of our best hitters, back second week of August. If everything continues to go well, we should have Javier and Arrighetti back probably about middle of August, with a possibility of Garcia coming in tow behind them. So that's 3 pitchers and two fielders coming back. Hopefully by the middle to late August, we should have that back. So yeah, we have to basically, I don't know if we can hold on to the division right now, because I don't think we have enough firepower to do that right now. And so I do expect to eventually fall out of the contention there. But if we can hang on to a wild card spot, or just be 1 or 2 games out of the wild card spot middle of August, then I feel like, we'll climb back into the wild card when our players come back. And I think we'll right this ship. I do think we still make the playoffs, but it's going to be touch and go for the next 3 or 4 weeks, I believe, Tony.
Yes. Seattle won last night, so gained a game. They're only 3 out. Texas did lose, though. So Texas didn't gain any ground on you, so that helps some. Chris, do you know where Green's at as far as his recovery? I know he's been pitching some in the minors.
Last I'd heard that I think he was going. They were going to move him up because he was in like 2A. I think they were going to move him up, and he's going to do 1 more start, 1 or 2 more starts, and then they were going to bring him back up to majors as the plan, with no setbacks.
I know the 1 start he had 4 strikeouts, 2 innings, 4 strikeouts, no hits. So that was a good, first couple innings for him.
I think they're taking their time because they don't want to rush him back and then he re-aggravate that growing again because this is the second time he's missed time with it. So I think they're playing being a little more cautious this time around with it.
Yeah, I understand. They should. Some more bad news. One of the really great player passed away. Ryan Sandberg dies at age 65 yesterday. Chris, I know you was a pretty big Sandberg fan. I know some other big Sandberg fans. Living in Indiana, there's quite a few Cubs fans. So also besides Reds fans. So Chris, your take on losing Mr. Sandberg?
It was a sad day. I actually was telling somebody this earlier. I never really admitted it to anybody because he was a Cub, but he was probably my second or third favorite player when I was a kid. He was right there behind Pete Rose and Barry Larkin for me back when I was a kid. I told the story, I think last week. I think it might have been Jay. I was telling him about the umpire here in town used to call me Little Sandberg. There when I played first started playing baseball for the school. But yeah, Sandberg was a great second baseman, Hall of Famer, and like you said, being where we live here in Indiana, most people are either Reds fans or Cubs fans because you have since the Reds and the Cubs are basically the two closest teams, so it's either Reds or Cubs. And so a lot of my friends that were Cub fans, they were all big Ryan Sandberg guys as well. So I know AJ was a pretty big Sandberg fan, a guy I used to coach with. So yeah, it was a sad day. Like I said, he has to be up there as one of the better second basemen. I mean, you have to put his name goes up there with anybody at second base. I mean, that dude was a hell of a second baseman. So and did he still do it like anything with the Cubs?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure.
Like he was or not.
We used to get, like, Jay, you're probably not aware of this, but we used to get WGN, which it still is a WGN, but it's not the same. Back in the day, you had WGN, and every single Cubs game was shown on WGN. So you got every game. And most of them were back then, they didn't have lights. So there's mostly all the home games were day games. So, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you had baseball.
You didn't have to have cable television to get WGN. You get it on an antenna, so like you get it for free. So like everybody watched the Cubs games here because you got every game and you didn't have to pay for it.
No, you watch what's around you.
And see, unfortunately for the Reds didn't have any good TV deals. We had a local station that covered Reds games, but we was lucky to get 40 games a year. 25% of the games. So but there was a lot of baseball. And then we got the White Sox too. That was weird. We got White Sox games and Cubs games. White Sox comes on one channel and the Cubs came on another channel. 2 Chicago stations.
Yeah, looks like Ryan Sandberg. I didn't realize he was. I think he was drafted by the Phillies, but then he was drafted by the Phillies in '81, and then in '82 joined the Cubs and was with the Cubs ever since. But yeah, he's not a bad player. Almost had 2,400 hits, about 282 home runs. 285 batting average. I mean, that's by today's standards, that's probably Hall of Fame numbers. I'm assuming he must be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he went in 2005, I think.
And then defensively, the dude was tough too. Like he was a hell of a defensive second baseman as well.
Man, but he was a skinny guy. He was 6'1", 175 pounds. That's not a very big. He's not a big guy, but he obviously played very well. Altuve's not a big guy, and he played well. So I mean, that's incredible, though. Yeah.
Yeah, sad day, definitely losing Sandberg, but we've lost a lot of people in the last couple of weeks, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that C word is never a good thing, unfortunately.
And the next story we're going to go to, guys, we're going to go to the NFL, and this was probably even more story. New York City, a gunman had grievances with the NFL football, tried to go to the headquarters, actually took a wrong turn and ended up in a different spot, but started shooting, left several dead, ended up being 4 dead and also some injured. His name was Shane Tamura. Had a note on him explaining that he was upset with the NFL, upset with football, and that he wanted his brain tested. So crazy stuff. Jay, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I tell you, man, we're at a day and age now where it seems like, and I don't know, maybe that building had him and he just got it by some kind of way, but it almost seems like you have to have metal detectors at the entrances of all these buildings because you just never know. You don't know who's coming in these buildings. You don't know what their mental state is. You don't know what they're carrying. So it almost seems like we're at a point now where, unfortunately, we're going to have to start having metal detectors at all these entrances. I don't know how else you can prevent that. I mean, the guy went up there to take out NFL headquarters. Apparently, he got in the wrong elevator, so he didn't, I guess, get the shots he was looking for. Apparently, he did wound one NFL staff member, but he killed 4 office managers or 4 office employees in the office building next to it. So it's a shame, man. It's a shame every damn time, this happens. It's a shame. But we're at a point now, guys, where I feel like every building should have a metal detector to find out if somebody's carrying or not carrying when they come in that building.
It's just crazy. I'm not a guy that owns guns. Never shot a gun. Not a gun guy. But I don't have a problem with other people having guns. I mean, you have a right to have guns. But I just wish there was a way that and it's impossible. I mean, a guy might be okay one day, and the next day he's not okay. And he's owned that gun for years, but now he's not okay, and he's got that gun. So it's just kind of impossible to stop, unfortunately. But yeah, mentally ill people don't need a gun. But again, how are you going to stop it? So, and people just say do away with guns. I don't think that's the answer either. So it's just a tough situation. Very unfortunate. There was a case in Michigan over the weekend at Walmart where about 11, 12 people got stabbed. And a guy went crazy with a knife and stabbed a bunch of people. So the world's crazy. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks. I guess that from what I had read on this, the guy was from Las Vegas, and I guess he had been in and out of mental hospitals and stuff there, and like he had some run-ins with police in Vegas, and like they knew he had some mental health issues, and of course he made his way to New York. What sucked too, I mean, it sucks that anybody got killed, but also one of them people that got killed was also a police officer as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just office workers. You had the office workers and a police officer. He was off duty, but at the time that it happened. But yeah, it's just just hard to prevent. I mean, yeah, I don't know if them buildings had metal detectors or not, but I mean, you can have metal detectors, but people still find ways to get stuff in. And just, I don't know how you're ever going to stop it 100%. And that's what sucks about it, is because things like this are going to keep happening. You just got to hope that they happen less and less. Cause I don't know. I don't think there's any law or anything you can do that's going to 100% put a stop to it.
Yeah, you'll never 100% get rid of anything. It's impossible to 100% get rid of anything. I mean, the one thing is they could probably have tougher criteria to acquire weapons when they do your background checks, things like that, right? That's probably one step that they could do.
Well, I agree with you, Dave. I agree with you on that. But the problem is,
Oh no! I didn't got the problem is, get guns.
Yeah, well, the problem is a lot of the people that are committing these crimes, a lot of them are doing them they don't legally have the guns.
That's my point. What I'm saying is one of the steps you can take.
People that are going through the proper ways to get the guns that's doing it. It's people that's getting the guns.
Well, let's think about it. I mean, like you've had a lot of these school shootings where some of the guns were bought by the parents or taken from the parents. I'm not saying by any means that that's going to eradicate. What I'm saying is that if we had tougher criteria for getting the weapons. Number one, that's one step. The second step is, we got to continue to do a good job trying to get the guns that are on the streets off the streets that are there illegally, right? So that's number two. But number three, I really think, from a more realistic standpoint, that a lot of these office buildings should adapt what these elementary and high school buildings are doing, where they put sally ports in there. So in other words, it's a two entrance way of getting in. So you go to the first one, you come into a sally port, right? They ask, you put into a weapons detection, whatever, right? And you put all the stuff through a conveyor belt, right? And then, you wait, you do a more secure way of letting them in the building rather than having them just open up a door and having carte blanche throughout the whole building. So they may have to do a sally port entry system in a lot of these buildings to help control who comes in and out of that building.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a lot more expensive for these people to go back and redo these buildings. But at the same time, if it saves lives and it reduces what we're seeing now, I mean, it's almost worth it. But no, to your point, Gonzo, you'll never eradicate that. I mean, it's always going to be there. All you can do is have a good defense to that offense.
Yep. A very unfortunate incident. Prayers go out to the families.
Absolutely.
To this situation. Just unfortunate situation. Next up, guys, NFL. I've got the rankings of teams with their talent under 25 years old. Who do you think has got the most talent under 25 years old? Who do you think the number one team is? Chris, I'll give you a guess. Who do you think it might be?
What sport?
NFL.
Under 25. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say, I don't know how old he is. I'm trying to think of a team that has a couple young, 2 or 3 young players. Washington Commanders.
They were number 3 on the list. Jay?
For some reason, I'm still kind of feeling Detroit in that.
Let me see here. Detroit was number 6. I was really surprised with the number 1 guys. Number 1 was Houston.
Oh, the Texans.
Texans was number 1 on the list. Let me go the other direction. Let me tell you who was last on the list. Number 32, Denver Broncos. They were last on the list. Also, 31 was Miami, 30 San Francisco, and 29 Cleveland. Some other teams, big name teams, teams that we like and know: Kansas City 13, Philadelphia 14, Baltimore 15, Dallas 17, and the Colts 20.
Wow.
So giving you guys some of the names there. We got Houston at 1, which was guessed. We got Washington, or what I told you, Washington was 3. Jay guessed Lions at 6. Who do you guys think might be number 2?
I feel like New England's got to be in the top 5.
No, number 7.
Number 7.
Cincinnati Bengals.
The Cincinnati Bengals wasn't the top 10, and they must have been middle of the road or something. They wasn't 13, 14, or 15, so I don't know where they're at. So I didn't write down the whole. I just I did the top 10 and then some extra ones. But no, they was not in the top 10.
The Chargers.
Chargers was number 10. Number 2, guys, was Seattle.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to say Seattle. What about the Raiders? The Raiders got to be in their top 5.
No.
The Raiders are down there.
Raiders not. I didn't have the Raiders down at all. They're in there somewhere where I didn't.
Oh wow. Okay.
Number 1, Houston. Number 2, Seattle. Number 3, Washington. Number 4, the Giants. Number 5 for Mikey, the Bears. 6, the Lions. 7, New England. 8, Jacksonville. 9, Tennessee, and 10, the Chargers.
Wow. Okay. And that's got to be because they've been down there so long. All the draft picks that they've acquired that have taken over some of those spots.
I was a little surprised. I wasn't surprised by San Francisco. I was a little surprised by Cleveland. I thought there was a lot of young players that they had, but they was 29.
I'm really surprised with New England. I thought New England might be kind of in that spot.
The Colts were pretty young there a few years ago, but not quite as much anymore. Dallas, middle of the road, 17. And that tells you something about a team like Kansas City, Philadelphia, and Baltimore, all three strong teams, 13, 14, and 15. So still finding a way to get some young talent. Guys, I got some top 10 list, but it's music-wise. Now, is there anything else in the sports world you guys wanted to touch on?
Yeah, real quick. I just wanted to talk real quick about, since we're talking about Cleveland, I thought it was interesting that the Shedeur Sanders pick wasn't confirmed by ownership. It was actually, that was a 100% GM move on that. And that ownership wasn't even consulted on that. I thought that was interesting to me. Which is, and the second thing that was interesting to me is because it was a GM pick, and when the GM actually did the press conference about Shedeur Sanders, he wasn't speaking about Shedeur like in an exciting kind of way. It's almost kind of like, yeah, we got Shedeur, whatever. Okay, we'll see what he can do. And it almost seems like that sentiment and that press conference that he put out has been backed up by the amount of, or I should say lack thereof, first team reps for Shedeur. To the point where I think even Dion was going to go down there and watch his son play while, college hasn't picked up yet. And Shedeur said, even don't worry about coming down here. I'm only getting like 3 reps a game, or 3 reps a day. So it'd be like a waste of your time to come see me. It's just interesting that Haslam had no authority or no warrants of that pick. The GM was all about him, but even the GM wasn't excited about his pick. And then when you see it in camp and you see Shedeur only getting a couple of snaps of practice, it just seems like, why did they draft him? Why did that GM draft him if you're not going to really put something into him?
They're not treating him no different than they would any other 5th round pick.
No, I understand that. But
Any
still,
other
obviously,
he
wasn't your standard 5th round pick, though. I mean, he kind of slipped down probably because some bad stuff that went down during the drafting business-wise, but it wasn't from a talent perspective, I don't think, that made him a 5th round pick.
It was from a talent perspective. None of the team, like most teams didn't have him as a 1st round pick. It was the media. It was the media that built him up that he was going to be a 1st round pick. The NFL showed you they didn't think he was a 1st round pick. Well, if the Browns didn't take him in the 5th round, he might have not got drafted. So a lot of the NFL scouts, they thought he was a late round guy. So everybody wants to talk about, he was a 1st round pick. No, the media built him up that he was going to be a 1st round pick. But because there was a lot of reports coming out, that a lot of teams saw him as a 2nd or 3rd round quarterback or later in the draft. But anytime anybody said that, they were called haters. They were hating on Dion, because you wasn't allowed to have an honest opinion if it wasn't for Dion. Yeah. So and then now everybody's he ain't getting no reps. Go look at these other fifth round draft pick quarterbacks. See how many reps they're getting with the first team. So a lot of them probably none. So I mean, and they drafted another quarterback ahead of him. They drafted Dillon Gabriel ahead of him.
No, I'm tracking the Dillon Gabriel.
So he's getting more reps than what Shedeur is, because they valued Gabriel more than they did Shedeur.
It just seems like obviously they weren't invested in Shedeur. Well, they really weren't. And maybe that's what they did. Maybe they took a flyby check on him to see what they could see out of him. But obviously they're not really invested in him because they're giving him 3rd round reps at best. And when he is getting the reps, there's not very many of them apparently. So it's not like, what chance does he really have in Cleveland? If I was him, I mean, you got to ball out when you can. And now that Pickett is probably on the IR for however long, this is Shador's chance, hopefully, to get some of those reps to show what he can do, right? I mean, you got to imagine Flacco and Dylan Gabriel were probably split, maybe first-round reps to see what – and then I'm imagining Shador will get second-round reps or second-team reps.
Yeah, I would depend on, again, how Cleveland plays, and I'm not expecting a lot out of them this year. You think they're going to go with a veteran to start the season, and probably I would say, I'm just guessing, towards the end of the season, maybe midway through the season, Gabriel might be your starter. That would be my guess. But it depends. If you're winning, you're not going to make a change. If you're really losing and losing bad, you might make a change earlier. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think maybe it was just a lot of people were surprised that they took Gabriel that early. There's Shakur still there in the 5th round, and maybe they were thinking, hey, let's take a chance on him. I mean, because if we don't get him and Gabriel's a flop, and then he ends up somewhere else and he is successful, everybody's going to be, well, why didn't Cleveland take him? Why didn't Cleveland take him? And they probably figured, hey, yeah, we'll take a chance on him because, look, what are we losing? A 5th-round pick. How many 5th-round picks hit? So normally. So I think it was just to take a chance and just to have they're in such a bad situation with a quarterback situation that they was just trying to put as many people talent in.
I mean, it blows my mind. I mean, look, watch this. This is a direct. This is from the owner, right? Yet the Browns owner Jimmy Haslam oddly bought up the 2025 draft months later during Tuesday's training camp media session. Haslam stressed that general manager Andrew Berry made the call to draft Sanders and seemed to suggest that he himself had not been in favor of the Sanders pick. Quote unquote, if you'd have told me Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shador, I would have said that's not happening, Haslam said. But we had a conversation early Saturday morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shador. So even Haslam is saying, I didn't want to pick Shador. That was my GM's call. I don't know. It just sounds bad. If I'm Shador, I'm thinking like, damn, ownership doesn't want me. The general manager that picked me has halfway in and halfway out on me. I'm barely getting reps. Like, what does that tell a young guy coming into the league?
See, what you read, I took that different than how you're taking it.
How'd you take it?
I took it as of Friday that he didn't think they were going to get Shador. Then Saturday they had some conversations about getting Shador, and then he let the general manager do his job, and the general manager ended up picking Shador. I didn't take it as Haslam was mad or didn't want Shador. I don't know. How'd you take that when you heard him read that, Dad?
Yeah, kind of both ways. I mean, I see both sides of it, but yeah, I agree. I think. I mean, you're talking about a guy that was graded at least by most, I would say most boards. And again, I was one that never thought he was a first rounder. That's my opinion. I thought he was going to be a second rounder is what I thought, maybe third. And a lot of people have come out and said they were probably a second or third round. And the fact that he dropped all the way to the 5th round, I could see a team taking a chance. Why not take a chance? I mean, Chris, would you have been upset if the coach would have took a chance on him 5th or 6th round?
No.
Yeah, because or Dallas. If Dallas would have took a flyer on 5th or 6th round, I mean, to me, that's a good 5th or 6th round pick. I mean,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with or that they should have taken the chance on Sanders. What I'm saying is, Haslam does say that he was not in favor of the pick, but it was Andrew Berry's call. So basically, I took that as Haslam wasn't in favor of Shador, but he left it up to the GM to make the decision.
In what you just read, he didn't say that he wasn't in favor of it.
No, it says right here. It says Haslam stressed that general manager Andrew Berry made the call to draft Shador and seemed to suggest that he himself had not been in favor of the Sanders pick.
Seemed to suggest. So that's just
somebody. It sounds to me like that the owner Haslam had no give a shits really what they did because he wasn't in favor of it.
That's somebody's opinion that Haslam felt
that was the writer's opinion. Yeah,
he said
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that's what the writer wrote. That it seemed that way.
mean,
And I can understand the coach's point of
He
view.
might not have, but
Well,
either that,
I can understand that point of view from why do we need another quarterback on the roster? I mean, we've already got what, 3 or 4, and now we're taking another one. We could take something else. And if he had that viewpoint, I'm not saying he had that viewpoint. I'm just saying if he had that viewpoint, I could understand that.
I almost kind of feel like since quote unquote from him, he left it up to Andrew Berry, the general manager, to make the call on what was going to be picked at the 5th round or not. It seems to me like the GM, it almost seems like he took Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round, but maybe he was second guessing himself between all the bad stuff that's happened in quarterbacks previously that he went and grabbed Shedeur in the 5th round, and just as an insurance policy to see if what was what, right? That's what it almost kind of seems.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just weird to draft 2 quarterbacks in the same draft. It's just a weird thing to do.
Yeah, it was very, very weird. It was. I agree with you. Anything else, guys, before we move on?
No, that's really about the only one more thing I wanted to talk about in the NFL.
Well, guys, I've got some top 10 lists. I thought we'd do a little entertainment. We'd do some heavy metal songs. I've got AI's version of the top 10 heavy metal songs of all time. And then I've got a website called Top Tens. And it's interesting because on Top Tens, their number 1 song doesn't even make the AI's top 10 songs at all. They're number 1. So we'll go through the AI first. Let you guys have a guess. Who do you think, or what do you think is the number 1 song of all time on the AI version? Or period. It could be the version that we have here. What do you think, Jay? What do you think the number 1 heavy metal
number one heavy metal song, right?
Yes.
I got a feeling, man, it's gonna be something. I want to say something. It's gonna be something from GNR because everybody loves GNR. I want to say either Paradise City or Sweet Child of Mine, something along that neighborhood.
Jay, Guns N' Roses did not make either one of these lists.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Chris, what do you think? I think he's rocking him up.
I'm gonna say Iron Man, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay, let me look here. Let me look. I'm gonna look at the AI list first. Iron Man is number 2 on that list. Black Sabbath, Ozzy, and let me see if it's on this list. Iron Man is number 8 on the top 10s list. Number 2 on the AI list, and number 8 on the. Here's one. I'm gonna give you the number 1 for the top 10s list. It did not make the AI list at all, guys. And I do not remember this song, but I'm not a big heavy metal guy. You guys may. Hallowed be thy name, Iron Maiden.
Because the Iron Maiden being on there at some point. I think Judas Priest to be on there at some point.
I wouldn't have that number 1.
But that's number 1 on top 10s, and it didn't make the AI at all. I
almost want to say like AC/DC's got to be in there some level, whether it be, what's that one song? Either Thunderstruck or even Dirty Deeds. One of those AC/DC songs has to be on there.
AC/DC did not make the list.
Golly! Not even on the list, period? Wow.
No, neither list. I'm going to give each one of you another guess for number 1. Think about it for a second. Well, I told you on the one list it was the Iron Maiden, but on the other list, who do you think number 1 was? We know that on the one list, AI Iron Man was number 2, and we know it was number 8 on the top 10s list.
Metallica.
You got the song?
I'm trying to think which song, but I know it's a Metallica. Trying to think what song I want to go with. I know my favorite song, but it probably ain't gonna be that one. So,
Injustice for All.
I'm gonna go with for Whom the Bell Tolls.
Okay, Metallica is number 1 on the AI list, and number 2 on the top 10s list, same song, Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets. Damn it! I was one of my
It
favorite
wasn't,
songs.
hey, it wasn't Master of Puppets on the Injustice for All album.
I
If
couldn't
I'm
tell
not
you.
mistaken, I want to say it was,
Might
but I
be,
might.
I can't remember. See, my because I like Master of Puppets, but I also really like Seek and Destroy.
All right. Only because, and this is going to be my final guess for it, and I think we've already got 1 and 2, so really we're looking at somewhere between 3 through 5 or 3 through 10, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood. So
Yeah.
one guy that I always know is with a lot of people on all the scenes is Lemmy from Motorhead. So because of Lemmy, I'm going to go with his most famous song, Ace of Spades.
Okay. On the AI list, Motorhead is number 4 with Ace of Spades. He did not make the top 10s list.
Damn. That's crazy. Okay.
But
Okay.
on the AI list, he was number 4. I tell you, Black Sabbath on both lists were very prevalent. Let me go through the.
Hold on. Let me. If we're gonna go Black
Warpaint.
Sabbath, though, I gotta imagine 2 of the biggest songs by him is War Pigs with Sabbath and Crazy Train. If those aren't on there, if he's on there that much, those songs automatically got to be on there.
Okay, let me tell you here. On the AI list, number 2 was Iron Man, Black Sabbath. Number 3 was Paranoid, Black Sabbath. Number 6,
Paranoid.
Number 6 was Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. Number 8 was War Pigs, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So on the AI, he had 4 of them.
Well, he wasn't the Prince of Darkness for nothing. I mean, that dude was all over the place.
And let me give you AI's list, the top 10, and then we'll look at the other one. Number 1, Master of Puppets. Number 2, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath. Number 3, Paranoid, Black Sabbath. Number 4, Aces of Spades, Motorhead. Number 5, The Trooper, Iron Maiden. I don't know if I've ever heard that song or not.
I don't think I've ever heard it either.
6, Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. 7, let's see how you guys think about this. Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, Megadeth. Number 8, War Pigs, Black Sabbath. Number 9, 1, Metallica. And number 10, Breaking the Law, Judas Priest.
Yeah, I figured Judas Priest would be in there. If Iron Maiden was on that list, they had to have Judas Priest in there as well. That's interesting. I'm not mad at it. The song Trooper, I'm not really too familiar with it. Everything else I know, but yeah. I like Pantera. Pantera, I felt like should have been somewhere on that list too.
And on the top 10s
I'm a
list,
big Dimebag fan, so whatever.
on the top 10s list, Judas Priest made the top 10s list, but with a different song. They was only on it once,
Really?
but they made it at number 9 with Painkiller.
Huh.
Priest
Okay.
Painkiller.
I'm not familiar with the Painkiller, other than what the doctor gives me. I don't know about Judas Priest Painkiller.
And here's a lot of the same songs on the other list too, just in different spots. Like I said, the top 10s list had. Do you guys know this song, "Hallowed Be Thy Name" by Iron Maiden?
I don't know a lot of Iron Maiden, to be honest with you. Iron Maiden, you know, I was born in 72. So, I mean, my cousins listened to that kind of stuff. And I heard Iron Maiden. I just really never got into it as much.
Yeah. Number 2, Master of Puppets on this list, Metallica. Number 3, Paranoid, Black Sabbath. Number 4, 1 by Metallica. 5, War Pigs, Black Sabbath. 6, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, Megadeth. 7, Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. Number 8, Iron Man, Black Sabbath. Number 9, Painkiller, Judas Priest. And number 10, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden.
Man, Iron Maiden got a couple in there, though.
Yeah, Maiden was on there. Is there any band that didn't make the list that really surprised you?
Like I said, I thought Pantera might have a shot at cracking that list. I'm a big Pantera guy.
Was this list like for certain years? Because
No.
almost all this is like older metal.
Yeah. It didn't specify a year. or time frame. Yeah, that's mostly pretty older stuff, isn't it?
You know, I mean, I felt like Slipknot's got a lot of good stuff, but I don't know if you really consider Slipknot. I mean, they could be considered, I guess, heavy metal, or I don't know. Slipknot kind of can fall into a couple of different categories, honestly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This list is mostly like
It's old, yeah, it's older metal.
Because
Yeah,
like,
'cause
Godsmack has some songs that to me would be right up there. There's there's bands I could think of that, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
but Godsmack was almost more of a grungy alternative, not so much on the metal side, though. You know what I mean?
But see, I don't consider AC/DC really metal. And you,
No, I
Yeah, I
consider
know.
hard
I
rock.
mean, AC/DC, I consider more as rock.
Same way with Guns N' Roses. I
But,
think
you
they're
know,
rock.
Yeah. It's a hard thing, right? When you put categories out, because everybody could think a band is this category or that category, so it's almost kind of subjective in a way, right? I mean, because now you got death metal and all these other different kinds of metal, and
Let me ask you this. Let's go this route. Master Puppets. Is that your favorite Metallica song? Or do you
I
have
think it's
different?
one of my. I think it's definitely because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that came off the Injustice for All album, and I loved that album. That's one of my favorite. I honestly don't like anything after the Black album, and really, I only like part of the Black album. I don't like everything on the Black. I like a little bit on the Black. I felt like the Black album was Metallica's transition from everything they had done prior to everything they're doing now. I felt like the Black album was that transitional period album. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm more into the older Metallica than I am the newer Metallica.
What about you, Chris?
Master of Puppets isn't my favorite Metallica song. It's one of my favorites. It's a real good song, but my favorite Metallica song is actually, I'm pretty sure it's on the same CD. It's Seek and Destroy. That's always been.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's always been my favorite Metallica song.
Okay, guys.
But yeah, I like a lot of the older Metallica as well. So
For you guys, which is the better song by Black Sabbath? Iron Man, Paranoid, War Pigs. They had Crazy Train as Ozzy Osbourne. Was that on his own?
Yeah. I like War Pigs. War Pigs is my favorite. I love that. I really do. I mean, not that the other ones aren't good, but I really do like War Pigs. I mean, Crazy Train, that was kind of Ozzy's lighter side of everything that he was doing, right? But that Sabbath, that War Pigs, whoo, and that was a good song.
What about you, Chris?
probably either War Pigs or Paranoid. Crazy Train's right up there for me, but if I'm going Black Sabbath, it'd be War Pigs and Paranoid. I like Iron Man, but it wouldn't. I mean, it's good, but it wasn't like my favorite. Crazy Train, I really like, but but I've listened to that thing so many times because that's one of the songs we listen to in the wrestling room all the time was Crazy Train. So I've heard that a bunch, but yeah. I'll probably go.
I also like Mr. Crowley. I thought Mr. Crowley was kind of a cool song.
Yeah, I agree. Was you guys surprised?
No More Tears was good. Ozzy had a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
I even like Close My Eyes Forever when he did with Lita Ford, because I thought that song really showed Ozzy's voice, that because he actually had, I liked Ozzy's voice. I thought he had a good voice, and it's very distinct, and you knew it was Ozzy. And then when you hear him play with Lita Ford, you hear that.
He's the only person I know that can't talk but can sing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You couldn't understand a word that dude said if he tried to talk. But when he was singing, I
Did you hear when he did the national anthem? When he did "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"? Oh my! You couldn't understand a damn thing that guy was saying. It was like a bunch of mumbling. But what's interesting? When he did his last concert, the one that grossed like $200 million before he passed away, they did an isolated voice on Ozzy on "Mama Coming Home." Did you hear that?
Yeah.
that's when I knew Ozzy was really, really in a bad place. Because when you listen to that, when you listen to him sing it, and when you isolate that voices, it was just, you could just hear his voice was gone. Like there was nothing left of him, really.
Yeah, he was dying. He was dying. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is, yeah, for sure.
Was you guys surprised Megadeth made the list, and with the song that they did, Holy Wars, Punishment Due, on one list they were 6, and one list they were 7.
I mean, after hearing that whole list, it doesn't really surprise me, in all honesty. It doesn't surprise me. I really thought Pantera could have climbed into that list. I don't know. I like Pantera, but
Chris, is there a group that you think should be on there? It's not.
I'm kind of surprised Korn wasn't on there nowhere. Korn, Slipknot.
yeah.
Well, like you said,
Yeah, I
mostly
agree.
older groups.
Damn it. Let me think of System of a Down. I'm kind of surprised they're not on there. Them motherfuckers.
But I just think that goes back to one of those things is how do you classify System? Because if you're classifying them as heavy metal, then they should be on there. But if you're classifying them more in you know, the alternative, whatever grunge or whatever you want to label it on that side of the fence, then it doesn't surprise me because that really wasn't metal. It was just System of a Down. I don't know. That's a hard band to categorize because her music is just so different from everything, you know? That's not saying why is there Rage Against the Machine in there with as crazy as they were?
There's a band I was wondering. Well, there's probably more hard rock. Shit, and I can't think of the name for nothing. Led Zeppelin. You surprised maybe they didn't make the list, or you consider them more hard rock, not metal?
Yeah, so that's another one. I put them in the rock category before I put them in the metal category.
Well, see, there's a lot of Aussie stuff that I wouldn't put in the metal category.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't put Mama's Coming Home in the metal category. You know, I wouldn't put Close My Eyes. I don't even know if I put Mr. Crowley. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, there's a lot of things. And that's what I say. It's such a hard thing because you don't know who made the list, what their criteria for metal is, or what their criteria is for rock, or what their criteria is for alternative or grunge or whatever. I mean, it's such a hard thing to try to figure out what somebody's criteria for that genre, right?
And that's one thing AI did say on their list, that it's very hard to, to make a list because of the criteria. AI did specify that.
Like I thought Cowboys from Hell should have been on that damn list, but that's just me. That's
Well,
just
guys,
me.
Everybody got anything else before we get out of here?
No, yeah. Before we get out of here, let me double check one more thing real quick. Let me see. I feel like there was one other topic that I had in my brain, but I cannot. And I thought I said it earlier, but I might be wrong. No, I'm looking at everything. I think we did cover everything that I wanted to cover. Yeah, I guess we covered everything. Hey, real quick, I guess before we get out of here, man, you know, what are y'all thinking about college football? Like, if you had to put a prediction on, obviously Archie Manning is getting a lot of attention because of his last name, right? This is Texas's second year in the SEC. They had a pretty good first run. They didn't make it. I mean, they made it to the playoffs, but they didn't make it to the final destination. You know, what is the expectation you guys have on Arch? Do you guys think that in his first year he's going to be able to get them where Quinn Ewers wasn't able to?
I think they make the playoffs. And they got a very first game of the year. They got Ohio State. I'm not sure where that game's at. Whether it's in Texas or Ohio State.
No, I think it's in Ohio. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that game's in Ohio.
I mean, who knows? This could be a preview of the championship game. It could be. I mean, I'm not saying sure, because there's a lot of other good teams too. But I think both of them will be playoff teams. That's just my opinion.
No, there's a lot of validity in what you just said. I mean, Ohio is going to be as highly ranked. Texas is going to be highly ranked. I mean, in all honesty, I really do think you're right. I think that first game is going to be a telltale sign if Archie Manning is the real deal or if he's just a lot of hype, right? I mean, that's going to be the first game that's going to separate himself in conversations.
Well, and the thing of it is, especially if you're playing Ohio State, you don't have to win that game. You just got to play well and be in the game and hopefully be a close game, even if you don't win. Some people, if they lose and they lose 21-20 on the last play of the game, they'll want to say Archie Manning sucks. That's just the way some people are. But I think as long as he plays well, it's going to be a long season. I expect big things from Archie Manning and from Texas.
Yeah, so they do. They play at Ohio State. It'll be an 11 o'clock game on Fox. So it'll be Saturday. It looks like August 23rd at 11 o'clock. Texas will be at Ohio.
It's the 23rd? I thought it was the 30th.
If I saw that correctly, no, you're right. I apologize. It is. You're right. August 30th. But college, and I guess I looked at the first date when I looked at the list of games, and it was actually Saturday, August 23rd is when college football kicks off, and that's with Idaho State and UNLV, followed by Iowa State and Kansas State. And then you got Fresno State, Kansas, Sam Houston, West Kentucky, and so forth. There's no big games really, right? I mean, it's all smaller teams up until the 30th.
Yeah, the 30th.
I guess that's when you get all the big ones, right?
Yeah, because there's another right after that game, a big game. I won't say LSU and somebody, a pretty big game. I think it was from that conference. I think it was LSU, but I can't remember. It'll be on right after that Texas game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was looking for Alabama plays Florida State.
Okay, maybe that's probably Alabama and Florida State. For some reason I was thinking LSU. But I knew
Georgia has an easy opener. They play Marshall. So they're not exactly extenuating themselves out there, but yeah, they play Marshall. Oklahoma gets Illinois State, so they'll have a soft opening going into the season.
Yeah,
A&M gets UTSA.
IU does too. Chris, what do you think about Texas and Ohio State?
Well, I think it'll be a good game. I think both of them will be there in the playoffs at the end. Competing. I expect both of them to be in the top six seeding in the playoffs. I think Arch Manning's going to have a good year, but whether he has a great game that first game or a middle of the road game that first game really isn't going to matter to me. If he comes out and struggles a little bit that first game, I'm not going to be sold that he sucks and that he's a fraud. And if he plays great, I'm not going to be sold that he's going to have that he's great yet. You know what I mean? It takes more than one game either way to prove to me what a guy is. Personally, I've been watching him since he was in high school. I think he's better than Ewers. I thought he was better than Ewers last year. I thought they should have started him last year and let him got that year of playing, and then this year be his second year, and he would have been maybe a little more ready to roll. But I mean, with just the family that he's from, and like he has all the people he has they can lean on to talk to about how to handle this situation, I think he's going to be fine. And he's one of the most talent. Like I think he has the most talent out of all the Mannings that I've seen play. If you watch him and you watch him from high school, like he moves around like his dad and his grandpa. But he can throw the ball. He can throw the ball like Eli and Peyton, and I think he has a brain on him like Peyton. So I think the young man's going to be really good, and I'm looking forward to watching him play. I'm not a Texas fan at all, but I will watch a lot more Texas football this year because I want to watch Arch Manning play. So I'll watch more football this year than I ever do. I'm a big IU fan, but I will watch some more Texas games, just like I used to watch back in the day. I used to watch Tennessee play because I was a big
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Chris, speaking about you, I hear all kinds of things. I hear good, I hear bad, I hear middle of the road. What are you thinking?
I think we'll be good. I don't. Am I expecting us to only lose like one game like we did last year, or 2 games, and both of them be to the teams in the national championship. I don't know if we'll have that kind of year. I expect us to. I think we'll have a chance to. I think we'll compete in the Big Ten. I think we'll have a chance to be in the playoffs again. I think we'll be in. I really do. I think we'll be in the top half of the Big Ten, and I think we'll have a chance to be a playoff team.
Let me translate what Chris just said for you folks out there that didn't quite understand what he said. We suck again.
We don't suck again. I'm not going to say we're going to win the playoffs or anything. We got a new quarterback. I want to see what he looks like, but with the coach we have, and the way he was able to flip that program in a year, I don't see us falling off much. I don't see us falling off from last year. I think it's just going to get better because now he's going to be getting his guys in there even more. So I think we're going to be good this year, and I think we're going to be a competitive team for the next 4 or 5 years, because I think it's just going to get better. Because this year he had to flip the team again because he had all the older players last year. So that's 2 years in a row he's basically flipping the team through the transfer portal. But then next year and the year after, he's going to be getting his recruits in as well. So I think I firmly believe for the next 3, 4, 5 years we should be pretty good, because I believe in that coach. I think he's a hell of a recruiter, and he's a hell of a motivator. I mean, we saw what he was able to do in 1 year. I've been an IU fan forever. We were one of the worst football teams in the damn country. I mean, we were a Big Ten school and probably couldn't beat a lot of MAC schools. And that's not trying to be funny. That's not trying to be funny. That's the truth.
Yeah. No, I believe you.
We were a Big Ten program, but there was MAC schools that would beat us. There really was. Like there was years Ball State probably could have beat IU.
All right.
I mean, there really was. But
let me ask you this. So,
and that's what was so remarkable to me, is he got in there, and in 1 year he was able to take a program that was that bad to be that good. So I think he'll be able. I think he'll be able to keep us competitive and sustain it. I really do. I think this year is a little more pivotal, just because I know all the turnover from last year, and you're going to have a new quarterback, and I'm not sure who that's going to be yet. But if it's the one guy that played for us some last year, he played good. So, I mean, there's, like I said, I'm not real worried about IU football this year. I'm actually more excited than I normally am because of what happened last year. I'm wanting to see how we follow it up.
Chris, we should go to a game.
Let me translate that. So what Gonzo just told you. What Gonzo just told you was, we might still suck again. No, I'm just giving you a hard time. No, Chris. I mean, Tony. Jesus Louise. LSU plays Clemson to open up there. They got the 6:30 game. It's in Clemson, but that's who LSU has on the night of the 30th.
People think Clemson's going to be competing for a national title this year. They expect Clemson to be back, is what a lot of people are saying.
Oh, we're going to find out one way or the other if they are back or if they're not back. And God knows, with the amount of teams that are in the playoffs now, he should have no problems at least getting a playoff spot and then seeing what he does.
That should be. I mean, there's 3 good games right there. You got LSU, Clemson. You got Florida State, Alabama, and you got the big one, Texas.
That's going to be a big. Yeah, the 30th is going to be a big Saturday. That's going to be a huge Saturday, honestly. My question is, let me ask you guys another. Let me flip the script a little bit. Going to Colorado State and Dion. Now that Shadour's not there, and Shadour's brother's not there, and Travis Hunter's not there, what is the expectation do you guys have for Colorado State? More the same?
Same expectation I had for them last year, not to be very good.
Right. And the reason why I ask you that is, it seems like
they might be decent for a Big 12 team, but they're not. That's the thing that I think kind of hurts Sanders too, is that you didn't get to see him play against the top competition. I think that hurt him with scouts watching him. We never saw him play against top competition because Colorado didn't play. They didn't play the schedule like a Big Ten school or like an SEC school, so you didn't get to see him against them guys. I think that hurt him some in the scouting. But I heard their win total, Vegas has it at 5.5, and I would probably take the under.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah.
to answer Joe's question, yeah, the Astros, Joe, have definitely hit rock bottom. I mean, when you have all these injuries, you're gonna be on rock bottom. So, but don't give up, Joe. Don't give up, man. Wait till middle of August. I think we'll right the ship, but we'll see how that goes. He goes on to say, glad to see you doing better today, Gonzo. Yeah, we are, Joe. We're glad to see him doing better after a post-rectal exam. He's doing quite well. So he seems to be able to sit down in more than one spot for more than 5 minutes. So he's doing good. And we appreciate your concern, Joe, for Gonzo's rectal issues.
That's for Gonzo's ass.
Mike Hughes saying, rest in peace, Rhino. Yes, rest in peace, Rhino. Gone way, way too soon. 65 is way too soon to leave the earth, but it happens.
I agree. Well, guys, let's get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, but before we get out of here, make sure you give Gonzo Sports Room a like, share, and subscribe. And also give ESEN a subscribe on our YouTube. We certainly appreciate it. Other than that, Gonzo, you got the floor.